and the soon-to-be president. Now, this is a historic day. At 10 a.m., they started what's called the inaugural celebration for young Americans. Among that, we're expected to hear from Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden. Also coming up today, at 11 a.m., they're going to have the national anthem and invocation. Lady Gaga doing the national anthem, Garth Brooks, Jennifer Lopez. But a lot of people that are here, obviously, are here to capture this historic moment. Let's go chat with one person. Like I said, there's a lot of media here, less so of people, but we see the Biden-Harris shirt, suggesting this is somebody who's not somebody from the media. Do you mind telling us your name and where you're coming from?
I'm Frank Williams from Yorktown, Indiana. That's by Muncie, about 50 miles north of Indy.
Why'd you come all the way over here?
Just to support the tradition of the change of power like this. And after I saw the riot, I thought I wanted to come here and just show my support for the change.
What's the significance of this day to you after everything that happened on January 6th?
Well, I think we're getting back to normal. You know, none of the rioters are really around. I think they're home scrubbing their Facebook pages and kind of laying low. But I thought just in case, I wanted to be here to help in any way that I could with the transition. And I'm also looking forward to some legislative changes in the area of labor rights. So, because I'm union.
Now, I want to ask you, as we maybe turn the camera and show sort of the big picture here.
Yeah,
It's mostly media here. There aren't that many people here like yourself, at least from our one vantage point. We should emphasize this is only one vantage point. Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I thought there'd be thousands of people here. So, but that's okay. I'll just hang out until it's over and do what I can do and meet some nice people.
Great. What is it that you're hopeful for or you're looking forward to in the next 4 years?
I'd like to see just return to tradition, return to normalcy, kind of even-handed, non-emotional governing, basically nothing exciting like we've had the last 4 years. Just want the country to start working again.
This is Frank from Indiana. Thanks for chatting with us. How'd you get here? Do you drive or you fly here?
I drove. I went to Gettysburg the last 2 days and walked around on the battlefield, and I think I'll hit a couple of battlefields on the way home. So I just took a week off work and I'm just hanging out by myself.
Great. Thanks, Frank.
All right, thank you.
So again, that was one person we spoke with, Frank from Indiana. We recently spoke with somebody from California too. So we do have people coming from around the country just to be a part of this moment in history. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're here at Black Lives Matter Plaza, where we've got all the flags up, all the signs here. Not a terribly great amount of actual people, other than, of course, there are plenty of cameras here, a lot of media here to be for this moment. We should emphasize this is just one vantage point, and it's over by the White House. So we're not over by the Capitol where the main festivities are happening. Let's talk a little bit about security, and maybe let's walk through the crowd here so we could kind of show some of it. There are some 20,000 National Guard members that are here in this city because of the security concerns, obviously, after everything that happened on January 6th. If you look down here, you'll see some of these barricades and the fences that are up. We had to pass not one, but two fences to get to where we are right here, multiple checkpoints. And obviously, this is all just about security. After everything that we saw on January 6th, no news is good news. We're all happy if there's not any commotion or problems. Again, we're not by the Capitol. We're over here at the White House vantage point, trying to capture the feel of people that are in town visiting. And we have seen people wearing, Biden shirts, but then also Make America Great Again shirts from both sides. If you look over there in the distance, you will see that there's National Guard members over there. And like we mentioned before, 20,000 National Guard members are here, and much of the National Mall area is closed. It's a secure military zone set up throughout downtown. And it is going to be an important day as we have the peaceful transfer of power, something that has happened now 46 times. He's going to be the 46th president of the United States, Joe Biden will be. Excuse me, do you guys want to share why you're here? Okay. It's always worth just trying to grab some people, right? All right, let's head back towards the crowd here, the people that are here at Black Lives Matter Plaza. If you're just joining us, hi, I'm Evan Kozloff. We're here by the White House capturing this moment in history when we're going to have the inauguration of our 46th president, Joe Biden. And let's chat with, these two ladies here, we actually spoke with a little earlier today, came all the way from California. I'd love to get their perspective if they have time. You guys have time to chat with us?
Sure.
Remind us, what's your name?
Leah Shank, Leiaschenk.
Now, we spoke briefly earlier today.
Yes.
Where are you from?
California.
What brought you out all the way from California?
We wanted to share in this day, in this historic day, with having Biden in the office and having Kamala in there, first black female, first female to ever sit in that position. It's a historic day. This is history for us. So I definitely couldn't miss it.
And I know that you didn't want to show you didn't want your daughter on camera, but you did come here with your daughter. Why was it important to bring your daughter here?
Because I'm sharing it with her. She's a black woman. You know, she's a young woman. But this is something I want her to know, that this is something she can ascertain to be. That it's possible for us to be in this seat. It's possible for us to be at these tables. And there's nothing that she can't do and nowhere she can't go. And this right here proves it.
Now, you came here all the way from California.
Yes.
I don't know if you were expecting huge crowds. When you look at what's behind you here, are you surprised by this?
Not given what happened 2 weeks ago. I mean, I understand why it's here. It makes sense. But when we originally set to come out, it would have been a bigger crowd back in November, you know, when we made these arrangements. But for what it is now, I understand it. It's necessary. It keeps not just them safe, but it keeps us safe. So it's okay.
COVID, security concerns.
Yeah.
Why was it worth it anyways to be here?
Because it's history. It has everything to do with who we are as black people. You know, everything that they said we couldn't do, we're doing it. So I have to be in these seats. I have to be in these spaces because they mean everything to us as far as what we will be one day and everything that we can stomp to be and everything that we're trying to do and everything we work so hard for as black people. This is big and this is history for us. So it's a step further in the right direction. We got a lot of work to do. And Biden has a lot of even more work to do because we're going to definitely hold him to the fire. And he's coming into a chaotic mess. You know, it's been a disaster for the last 4 years. So we know it's not going to happen overnight. But this is day one of hope, and it's better than it was yesterday.
What are you hopeful for over the next 4 years?
That's a loaded question. You know, I just change. I guess change would be the key word. Everything that we didn't see in the last 4 years to get us back to some type of, you know, presidential professionalism. That's what we need to see. That's what I want my children to see, is that professionalism back of being presidential and seeing this country move toward a better space and not go backwards.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Remind
you.
everybody your name.
Leah Shank, founder of Impact, EMPACT.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank
I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Thank
So if you joined us a little earlier, you heard from Frank from Indiana. Here we have somebody from California. She said she wanted to be here with her daughter because she wanted to see that anything was possible. Those were her words earlier today. If you're just joining us, we're here at Black Lives Matter Plaza, where if I were to guess, there's maybe 50 to 100 people here. I'll guess about 60 are media, though. It's mostly press here, although we are seeing some people who have come from across the country to share in this moment. All sorts of signs. Yes, of course, a lot of profanity on many of these signs here. But basically, people just want to be a part of this historic moment where our 46th president is set to be inaugurated. Let's go hop right back in again, maybe show some of the signs, talk with some more people that are not press, because you don't need to hear from us. You want to hear from the actual people that are here. Give me one moment. I'm going to ask if, excuse me, are you media or are you just here?
I'm just here
Are you willing to chat with us on Facebook Live?
Sure.
Where are you from?
I'm from Maryland, actually, so just around here, so by Frederick, in a small town called Hagerstown.
Great, a local. Great.
Yep.
Why did you want to be here today?
Just kind of came to watch and see what happened, to be honest. Hopefully nothing happens bad, but just kind of witness it.
So this is more just sort of the witness history,
Yeah.
not to show. What were your thoughts on the election?
It's kind of a chaotic, I would say.
Are you surprised when you look around and there's, frankly, not a lot of people here, right?
It's pretty yeah, quite surprised, honestly, compared to like previous inaugurations, of course.
What are you hopeful for out of the next 4 years?
Can't really think of anything much. I guess just keep everything peaceful.
Great. Have you seen anything? Have you seen anything chaotic this morning, or has it been mostly peaceful?
Worst thing I saw was a person driving on a popped tire.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I've seen. Nothing bad, at least. So much security going around, so
Great.
they're keeping everything safe.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with us. We appreciate it.
Have a great day.
All right, so we talked to a local here. We've also talked to people from California, Indiana. There are people here that are trying to be a part of this moment in history. Let's keep walking. We'll find some more people. And
Can I interview you for media? I just want to know what it's like to be a local.
well, I'm on Facebook Live right now, but thank you. So there are people, like I was saying, a lot of cameras out here. Are you guys media or are you guys just here? You're media as well? Okay. Let's walk in here and get a closer look. Of course, if you're not from the area, this is Black Lives Matter, recently changed the name after the protest this summer. Right beyond this fence is where the White House is. I'll lift this up if you want to go under there. And yeah, so let's walk on up here. Sure, let's go ask one person. Excuse me, do you have any interest in talking on Facebook Live with local CBS? You seem like maybe is the answer.
Okay.
What brought you out here today?
I've been here for 4 months.
Okay, so you're local.
No, I'm from New York. I
Okay.
came out 4 months ago to protest, and I've been here ever since.
Gotcha. So when you look at the next 4 years in the new administration, what are you hopeful for? What are you looking for?
Oh, dear God. I hope that Trump is arrested, and that the people that have participated within the Senate and the House and empowered and enabled these white supremacists for so long are held accountable. That's the first thing. We also need to get D.C. and Puerto Rico statehood or some form of representation if we're going to continue to pretend like this is even remotely a democracy or representative government.
All right. So you're not here for the inauguration. You've been here protesting for months now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Are you surprised by the crowds not being that large, or what are your thoughts about this crowd here today?
it's all press.
Yeah.
It's all starving press, and there's no place for you guys to go. You're trapped, so you have to interview like all 6 of us. It's really tragic. It's really sad. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us. I appreciate it. So that was somebody from New York who says that she's been here for about 4 months, and look, she's not wrong. There's a lot of media here. We have talked with folks from California, Indiana. You heard from us speaking to a local from Maryland. But the situation here at Black Lives Matter, if we were worried about, security concerns, and we were worried about problems, of course that concern still exists. That's why there are 20,000 National Guard members here. But here, where we are at this vantage point, peaceful, calm. Of course, that's good news for everybody involved. No matter your politics, you don't want any violence. And of course, nor do we. And this is something that makes America great, the peaceful transition of power. So that's what we've got going on here today. That's what we're here to talk about as we have the 46th president coming into power, Joe Biden. Going to be a residence inside that house in just a matter of hours now. So yeah, to talk about the people that we've been speaking with here, we spoke with one woman from California who said that she wanted to share this moment with her daughter, 21 years old, came all the way from the Sacramento area in California. We spoke with Frank from Indiana. And let's talk about logistics for just a moment. We wrote down what we should expect for today. It's past 10 a.m. All right, so that's when they were going to have the Our Determined Democracy, the inaugural celebration for young Americans, where Dr. Jill Biden was going to speak. 11 a.m. That's when we're going to see some of the big celebrities come out here. So that's going to be Lady Gaga doing the national anthem, and Garth Brooks, Jennifer Lopez, and then the invocation is going to be by Wilton Gregory, who's the Archbishop here in Washington. And then, as far as the actual, important part about what this is all about, the oath happens at around 11:30. That's when the Vice President and the President get their oath. And then at around 11:45. That's when we're expecting to hear the inaugural address from Joe Biden. Of course, the Constitution says that by noon on January 20th, there must be a transition of power. So that's the deadline set by the Constitution. All right, let's keep walking around, shall we? Looking for people who might be able to share their perspective. But the story that we've been telling you throughout this whole Facebook Live is just that it's fairly empty out here. I remember in 2016, I was at the inauguration as well. Huge lines. I was over on 7th Street trying to get down to the National Mall, and we had thousands of people in line people who are supporters of President Trump, people who are against President Trump. We're not seeing that where I am right now. And I always want to emphasize that. This is one vantage point by the White House. There are other vantage points where you might have a different situation. As far as security, these have been set up. Yeah, we've got a whole van of more law enforcement, and it's probably good news that they're not having to be deployed just yet, and hopefully not at all, because right now it's fairly peaceful right now. These barricades have been set up all across the city. It's been made pretty difficult to get around. Of course, again, we had to pass through multiple checkpoints to get here. And everywhere you look, you're going to see National Guard, Secret Service, MPD, and so on. Let's walk on through here. We can sort of make our way towards this checkpoint. I'm curious to see what it looks like over there. We'll leave the crowds a little bit and walk down Black Lives Matter Plaza. And frankly, it says something that as I'm walking here, I'm not, swerving through crowds. I mean, we're now 1 block away from the fence at Black Lives Matter Plaza, and the crowds have dissipated. It was a bit of a guessing game trying to figure out whether we were going to see crowds like in 2016, if it was going to be far less. We have to remember that throughout all this, we're in the middle of a pandemic. That's why I'm wearing the mask. That's why the photographer here is also wearing a mask. Most of the people down there, Black Lives Matter, are. So it was always to be expected that we're going to have smaller crowds. In fact, Joe Biden was requesting people not come. They wanted it to be virtual. The mayor of DC was also making that same request. It's not every day when there's an inauguration and the person that's elected says, don't come. But that's the situation we had. And then with that, plus the security concerns, I think it was to be expected that we're going to see a little less. Meanwhile, let's pan right here, show the barricade here. We've got National Guard members that are lined up. They're over here by this checkpoint on K Street. And fortunately,